All right. Friday, New York AM session, silver bullet. Here we go. Right in time. Right in time. Let's do a little bit of analysis here. And the only thing that I want to add specifically is this opening range gap consecutive encroachment. And that's like a line in the sand. So that's technically like an initial draw on liquidity on the upside. We've seen a measure of a breaker here already. We did take sell-side liquidity, relative equal lows. We still possibly could reach slightly lower to attack that low there and possibly reach towards this BC on the downside. But this looks pretty sharp. This looks pretty jagged on the downside. Not quite of a displacement higher yet, but let's see what we'll get. Let's do the same for NQ. Measure the open of today, close for yesterday, and put a big ass horizontal line and call it opening range gap consecutive encroachment. All right, so same thing. Still a little bit of sell side resting down there that was spared, and we are kind of fighting for life here. Potential bullish breaker if we can go above that. Relative equal highs from London open session, buy side liquidity, that's smooth, and that's something that I would like as a draw on the upside potentially. Yeah, but so far what we did, we opened at midnight, consolidated, ran slightly higher, couldn't really make any more significant run higher, then price folded lower, and it hangs inside of this pretty messy consolidation at the moment. Engineering buy side liquidity, that's pretty smooth near term. Some SMT on the highs with the ES, I believe. I believe. Some tiny bit of initial SMT on the highs. This is something I want to observe, because if we can like cancel out that SMT and show some displacement higher, that could turn more bullishly, I would say. potentially at least. So we'll see. Overall, I still like this fair value gap, this old fair value gap from June 11 as a potential draw on the downside. It still seems a little bit Chevy on the near term, but yeah, it's Friday, and so far the opening range has been like this, which is quite interesting. So yeah, this is the SMT, like near term or so far on the highs. Will that be cancelled out? It might be. And if so, that wouldn't be that bearish in my mind. We'll see. This looks like a very messy opening range. All right, SMT cancelled out. ES and Nasdaq followed through. Fair enough. That suggests to me that the consecutive encroachment and potentially some buy sell liquidity higher might be the focus for today. We have a breaker in here behind us on both ES and Nasdaq. So 3 minutes left until the 10 a.m. silver bullet to begin with, and we'll see what we get there in terms of any inefficiencies potentially to work with. But it looks like we are storming through quite aggressively of the gate. We have a bullish revival gap both ES and NQ right here. While having quite some room still to go to reach on the upside. So in 1 minute, the 10 a.m. will start, and I would be generally interested in this fair value gap right here. Stop would need to be around there. Well, with such a large stop, it will be hard. But yeah, I guess that's max I could trim off. Alright, 10 a.m. started, so I'm hitting the buy limit here. Just in case I get a return, but looks like I'm not getting one. And it's just storming through right away. Well, if that's the case, it just is what it is, I guess. It didn't necessarily came back for the fair value gap to fill me. Right there. Pushed one more time higher. Let's see if it offers a higher fair value gap here. Before reaching up into this buy side and opening range gap consecutive encroachment, possibly. All right, so I'm using the higher fair value gap here. Submitting to the idea of this buy side here and the consecutive encroachment of the opening range gap from today. That was discount. And my target is at 29,602, which is slightly above that consecutive encroachment. Let's see though. Break-even point would be around here. All right, both ES is making or pushing through a rally. Nasdaq is following up above this high. Very in close proximity to the London open session relative equal highs buy side. So I would assume it should be a rather easy draw up into it, and the consecutive encroachment is in a close proximity, which should be also like a reasonable expectation. And that should secure me the break even at least, and a potential look for the target to be attacked. So let's see. Looks like ES is having some, a little bit more lift near term or short term. But yeah, we are just falling short of those relative equal highs here, which this high to the right is lower than the high to the left, which has a strong candidate to be run out, especially with the opening range gap consecutive encroachment resting just above it. That's a very strong candidate. All right, so we we tapped the relative equal highs. Let's see if we can stretch the consecutive encroachment. That basically secures me the break even point. So let's confirm that and have a free look on the complete target here. So yeah, worst case, this will be a break even. Best case will be the best case, but we'll see. All right, so let's see. Theoretically or potentially, it has quite a bit of room to be expanding still. But I'll be very, very glad if I could get filled on that limit. We are approaching the consecutive encroachment just now, so we touched the level. My exit is slightly above it, which might be a little bit too ambitious. I hope it's not. I hope we can get a little bit of coloring outside the lines there, but we'll see. It's really close to it. It's kissing the consecutive encroachment here of the opening range gap. It took some relative equal highs buy side. So yeah, let's see. I mean, it will be probably like a quick feedback whether we do see a little bit of coloring outside the lines or not. But yeah, I'm in a position that the stop loss is already at better than even, which gives me that free look on the take profit, right? The full profit. If it doesn't hit, it turns around here, then I guess that's like a reasonable or respectable area to do so. And yeah, I will have to accept that. Yeah, clearly Nasdaq is a little bit more up to trade lower versus ES. ES is way more reluctant on the downside versus Nasdaq, apparently, but yeah. They will do what they gotta do. Yeah, I mean, this is a retracement that can stop me out on even, on break even. Let's see. I hope it will not come back there at all to this fair value gap, and we'll see a higher high. But yeah, I'm completely fine if it does stop me out, and I will not argue with it at all. Note that there is a small bearish fair value gap here on Nasdaq, while there is no bearish fair value gap on ES whatsoever. So yeah, Nasdaq is clearly having a little bit harder time and being a little bit weaker by the fact that it even formed this type of array here. But let's see if we can smash right on through it, like we initially are starting to do. That can be still pretty positive for me as the potential outcome, as I will just get a potential bullish inversion for value gap as a line in the sand. That's a very strong close here, and it's pushing through, being ultra close to the take profit here. So let's see if I can get a feel. Come on. Come on, honey. Please. A little bit more. All right, so perfectly to the tick. And there we go. I got the feel. So well, I'm redeeming myself at the end of this week. 3 losses, 1 win. But all of the losing trades were by 2-3 ticks, and then finally hitting my target. So I don't want to call it an unlucky week, but it could have been quite different this week if small little things went in my favor instead of going against me. But fair enough. Nonetheless, 12 wins, 16 losses, 1 break even. That's the stats for this series so far, banking 1% back, so recouping a little bit of my trailing drawdown. And let me show you the current account balance. It's 51,780.75, and that's the today's trade, 499 even in profit, recouping 2 losing days. And yeah, that's how it went. Today. And yeah, I mean, honestly, I like it a lot that I'm done so quickly. And yeah, I will not extend this stream anymore, because yeah, this was a long week. I did many sessions, many times. PM session was there, and yeah, I'm going into the weekend earlier, so I hope that's that will make you content. So yeah, I wish you guys a pleasant weekend. See you next week on Monday. I'll be back with some more action, and we'll see how it goes there. Nonetheless, thanks for watching, and kudos to you guys. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to spend a little bit of time with some ambitious people in the chat. But yeah, so that's going to be it for this week. And see you. Bye.